We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. It is Finish Strong Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you. I'm Stuttering Craig. My, oh my, is the internet in a hissy fit today, and we're here to talk about it. Glad you guys have found us here on this wonderful Friday afternoon, the day after Halloween, here as we are plowing through into November, ready to kick ass for the rest of the 2 months of the year. Glad to see everybody. Hello, Blabs. Great to see you today. How are you?
Hi. I'm really glad that Craig learned the days of the week and the months of the year, that after October 31st comes November 1st. Thank you.
That's true. I am on it. This is how it's been for the entirety of my life.
Yeah.
Except for on February 28th, where every 4 years it does go to
It does
February
mess with the schedule, doesn't it?
It sure does. How was your Halloween, Blabs?
I was quiet. I watched anime. It was great.
Good for you. Which anime?
I can't say. Because I'm doing a giant review on it, and I've never done one before, so no one knows the anime that I watched, but holy shit, did it slap.
No, hold on. That's not how this works, Blabs.
It is how it's working. I've not told the soul, and the video's going to be out probably over the weekend about it, and it's going to be like, surprise!
No, but Blabs, you tease, you drip the information out. This is not, don't do like a big hurrah.
All right, there's samurai. Or maybe they're not.
Pizza Cats.
What?
Samurai Pizza Cats.
No.
Vera, do you know Samurai Pizza Cats?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it not so long ago on the show, Blabs. Samurai
We did.
Pizza Cats. That's right.
Was I here for that, or was I in Japan?
I think you were here.
I think so.
Was I here physically, though, or mentally?
That's
Wow.
That's
That's true.
Cannot confirm nor deny that.
No.
Well, hopefully you, normal man, are here with us mentally.
Hello.
Yes, we're unlike Blabs, who just looking around.
Butterflies in
Yeah.
the sky.
There are times where I see the thing about Blabs is she doesn't have a light on her face. She lets their monitor light her face. So,
No,
so when
I
you-
have two lights.
okay. Well,
Professional.
hey, whenever you, Blabs, are searching on your monitor and you switch from a light screen to a dark screen, you can definitely see it on your face, like right there. Right.
Yeah.
So I can definitely tell when you're scrolling through things that you probably shouldn't be scrolling
We
through.
can tell
whenever-
she's
Actually,
listening to the
no.
Twitter haters.
That's right.
No. So everything is dark mode except for Google Docs. So
Okay.
whenever you see me, that means Google Docs is like front and center. But otherwise, it's like Twitter's open or whatever, or YouTube chat is open or whatever it is. Yeah. So everything is literally dark mode except goddamn Google Docs. Google Docs, if you're listening to me, please enable dark mode. Thank you. My eyes.
You can have just an extension.
Yeah, but I hate
It
doing
works
that
really
because it
well.
doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's one single thing. I use it and it works.
It works
so.
well. Which
Yeah.
one?
I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I will get it to you later.
Thank you.
promise.
It's like,
Important
dude, it's so
details.
bright.
Yes.
My
Well,
eyeballs.
we are live over here on YouTube, which I have in dark mode, just a heads up, which is great. We're also live over on Rumble, which I think defaults to dark mode.
Yes.
Over there on Rumble
Thank
at
you.
rumble.com/sidescrollers. We also have an X account where you could have found out that Vera was going to be on the show. We're closing in on 10,000 followers over at Side Scroller Pod. You can watch the show over there in its entirety as well. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and we hit 2K over there a couple weeks ago, so you guys should totally follow us for memes and clips of the show so we can get to 3K by the end of the year, which is entirely possible if you go and follow us over there. If not,
100%.
Vara is going to scold you and talk down to you.
Oh,
and
don't say
stern-
that. No, do not say that. Red flag, red flag. The
like it,
people
you're
are going to
dumb.
go. People are going to like that too much.
Vera's going to go
Blabs, gotta be
dummy mommy
careful.
on everybody.
Oh, gosh. You got to be careful.
She's like, you
Blabs.
will eat this sandwich. And then she hits you with a whip.
Oh, my God. Well, we also have the audio version of the show where you can find us over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And we do have a brand new Shorts channel, Side Scroller Shorts. If you want to find out of context clips, you can find them over there at the Side Scroller Shorts channel, which is fun. Blast is doing a good job over there, properly titling things nowadays.
I love
figured it out.
Blabs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Big
Listen. I didn't realize there was a YouTube title section. I thought that what I was putting in the title was actually the title, but no, that was the description on it. It's fine. I got it.
So, Blabs, I know you don't have access to that channel yet,
No.
but you sent me a reminder to do that. I wanted just to
I did.
just a little housekeeping for you. I don't
Do
have
another reminder.
Well, I don't have YouTube on my phone. So the only way to give you access to that was to click on the YouTube app on my phone. It gives you like, click this number, and it allows you to like,
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I really don't want to download YouTube again, which is why you don't have access to it.
So it's like, I could have sworn I told them days ago.
You did.
What a
yes.
bad boss.
I know. I'm so, all I had to do was go to the app store and download YouTube. And I was like, oh, God. Anyways, so find us over there at the Side Scroller Shorts channel, which
Links
is great.
below.
Of course, you can find us over on Side Scrollers Podcast as well. You can become a valuable annual supporter over there. We'd greatly appreciate that. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff over there coming up in 2025. So get your pom-poms ready, baby. It's going to be good stuff. Of course, if you're new to us over here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, join the 105,000, nearly 106,000 normal men as we continue to grow and find common sense in the video game and entertainment space. And let's do our best to get to 1,337 likes today. Of course, this episode is brought to you by, well, you over at the Real Game Awards, where today we have a couple new categories for you to go in and nominate over there. So head over to the realgameawards.com, become a voting member over there. Simply click memberships up here. You can also check updates at the top. You can see all the latest things that you can vote on, including best first-person shooter, best third-person shooter, best waifu of the year, best MMO, and this morning we put out the best multiplayer experience. So lots of things for you to go in and nominate for. We'll start voting here in December, and we are well on our way over there at the Real Game Awards. Use promo code Alyssa, that's ALYSSA, for $5 off in honor of everyone's favorite video game blogger, which is great. So with all that said, we got a lot going on today. Blabs, please fill us in on today in video game history.
Okie dokies, November 1st is 007, The World Is Not Enough, and I'm expecting Vara to go and pull this game right out of her shelves. Do you have it?
So it's a long story. I could only find one game on this list, even though I own all three. But I found 2 copies.
Oh,
so
let's
does that
go.
count? I found the greatest hits and the normal. So I couldn't find the other games on the list, but I know that I have them. I know I'm terrible, but at least I have these.
I appreciate it.
So
My
what
streak
games
is
were
not
those?
broken.
Oh, you're doing a great job. Great job.
Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex released back in 2001, and Super Mario Galaxy was released back in Japan in 2007. Which, gosh darn, that music slaps.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
for sure.
Yes, Mario. You know, what's funny about Mario Galaxy is way back in 2006, my first internet company, Screw Attack, that we were driven to go. One of the reasons why we launched the company was to go to E3. We were so excited we were just like, we got to go to E3. So you had to have a company to go to E3. So we created this company, got a media pass, which was really easy back then. And that was the year that the Wii was announced, as well as Super Mario Galaxy was shown for the first time. And little fun story about that first E3 that I went to. So E3 at the LA Convention Center, there are bathrooms that separate the main concourse to the actual to the area itself, like the main show floor. And the bathrooms you could pass through to go from one way or the other. Anyways, I got there so early that I got there before they shut the gate in between that allowed the cut through, and I just stayed in a stall because I didn't have access to go on the show floor. So I stayed in a stall until they opened up the show floor, and I had my pass on. Anyways, I was like the 5th person to see the Wii that year, which was
That is cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it was really, really neat. I got in line super early, and that line was like 7 hours long when it was announced. It was crazy. sometimes you got to sit on a toilet for 2 hours.
You pulled the
I
curse.
guess so.
But some noticeable games that you did miss today, Blabs, include Alex Kidd in Miracle World for the Sega Master System back in the day, Donkey Kong Country 3, Diddy Kong's Double Trouble for the Super Nintendo. For the N64 007, The World Is Not Enough. Burnout, the original.
What do you mean?
Sorry. I forgot. Burnout from 2001, the very first Burnout was released for the PlayStation 2. Also, another great game. Potentially great game, which everyone was really excited about in 2011, which turned out to be a big old flop, which was GoldenEye 007 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation, which everyone was really excited about it being like a remake of the N64 game. Turns out it was not. Also, Sonic Generations for Xbox 360 and for the PlayStation 3, as well as this game I can't believe didn't get mentioned today, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception for the PlayStation 3 today.
Listen, there's only 3 slots, so I picked the most with variety. You're welcome.
Yeah.
True.
It is what it is, but I appreciate it, Blabs. Good effort today. Quality effort.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what we get. Mercenary says, morning. I love Samurai Pizza Cats. Never saw anything beyond that one season. Had to watch the sub to know there was more episodes than Save and Chode. Wow, there you go. Retro Jim says, have any of you done your push-ups today to apologize? I don't do
I'd
push-ups
rather
anymore.
plank than push up.
Fair.
Push-ups are awful.
Yeah.
Mercenary came back, says, have you two worked with a busted and infected?
Also have to work
Yeah.
with a
Also have to work with.
infected leg today.
Thanks, Blabs.
Got
Shut
you.
up.
Yeah.
Mercenary. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Matthew says, oh, go ahead, Blabs. What does Matthew say?
Matthew for Canadian 5 says, Craig and Blabs, you should have been here yesterday. There was a weird alien with pink hair and Greg Miller as host.
Oh, no.
Listen. I actually totally rock the pink hair. I'm not going to lie. One of these days when I lose all my brown hair and it turns all white, I'm going to dye my hair pink. Just saying. I'm going to do it when I'm like 50. It'd be great.
Looks pretty snazzy on you.
Thank you. I thought so too. I was like, and it wasn't frizzy either, which is
No,
really
you were
nice and
feeling
refreshing.
yourself. You were excited.
Yeah. Craig's like, what is this?
It's like the Princess Diaries talk. He doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Mike wants to know how I met you, Blabs. We
I
met.
ignored him for most part.
Yeah, we met in Florida at a Geeks and Gamers thing, and Blabs pretty much ignored me as I was trying to tell her about Buc-ee's.
Oh.
I was too busy talking to Tommy Tron about eBay emails.
Yeah. So good for her. Then I gave her a job.
Yeah, pro tip, guys, ignore your boss.
That's right.
Apparently.
It happens pretty much 80% of the day when we're working together.
Does not. I listen to everything. I have sticky notes. I remind you of shit. I'm on it. Gosh darn it.
Benjamin says, hey, where's Twink and the redhead from yesterday? No. Easy, Benjamin. They're long gone. But you know what? They'll always be in our hearts, won't they?
Loud too. Holy shit.
It was loud. Ugh.
Sorry, chat.
Mercenary says, I don't have to choose, Craig. Bills need paying now. Hey, take care of those bills first and
Super
foremost.
chat, mercenary.
Yeah.
True.
Carpet Fresh says, did you see Smash JT's video, new video about the conversation you had with the new BioWare employee? You should get him on here to talk about it. I was actually having conversations with Smash this morning, and that was a crazy-ass video, and it's exactly what you'd expect is happening in the video game space right now. I would need to get Smash on regularly. He's doing a really great job. I've said this before. I think Smash is – I told this to Blabs earlier. I think next year, this time, Smash is going to have 200,000 subscribers. He's going to be blown up. He's going to be doing an excellent job because he's producing some great stuff. He's turned the corner, and now he's becoming a source for content instead of just talking about other things that happen, which is great. Flat girthers are sexy came in with the 10, says just some normal innocent sport for some normal innocent man. To become jiggy with it, you must become jiggy with yourself. Embrace the jiggy within. Thank you, flat girthers are sexy. That's a very profound statement and much appreciated. Yeah. Six String just came in and says, hello, all normal men. Hello, all normal men are music lovers. Be sure to check out Lady Desiree. You won't regret it. Have an amazing weekend. Yeah, Des is outstanding.
And she'll be on the show on Monday, funny enough. So
There you go.
that works for timing.
How great is that? And Hippo says, "Hello, bro chachos, especially Vera, with so much slop and entertainment. Great news came this morning as Godzilla -1 sequel confirmed." Oh,
Well, I don't know if they 100% confirmed it's a sequel, but they did get the director back. I didn't see that they officially confirmed it's a sequel. One would assume that it is, though, which would be fantastic because it was a great movie.
Yeah, they just announced new Godzilla movie in the works with
Yeah.
the returning director. They didn't say anything
Right.
else.
One would assume, though, that it is a sequel.
yeah. I watched that movie on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun little film, and yeah, there's definitely some like you felt for the characters in it for sure. It's good. Mercenary says, "Breaking news: Veilguard Reddit banned Asmongold." Blab, see if you can find that.
That was yesterday.
But we didn't talk about it yet, did we?
Yeah,
Ah.
unfortunately, the Reddit is banning a lot of different people right now.
See if we can find that, Blabs, and we'll kind of pull it up and talk about it because I think that happened actually after the show.
Yeah.
With that said, we got a lot going on today. I'm glad everybody's here. So much to talk about. We have a post-Halloween extravaganza planned for you guys today. So glad everybody's here. Let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It is time for hard news. All right, ladies, we had a big holiday yesterday here in the Americas. We had Halloween, which I went out with my daughters last night, and they trick-or-treated. It was a great time. Great time. Vera, did you do anything spectacular last night?
I had to go through the horror of playing Dragon Age the Veilguard.
That was your Halloween treat, huh?
Yep, it was. What a fun night.
Well, are you familiar with Blabs, what about you just said you watched anime, huh?
Yeah, but like my sister has a young kid, so I got to see them in their little penguin outfit.
Aw.
Well, are you I want to go over some costumes that were pretty popular yesterday. Are you familiar with Doja Cat? Anyone
She's a
familiar
singer,
with
isn't she?
Yes, she is.
apparently
With fake titties. Yeah.
does she have big old fake boobies? Is that the idea?
They have to be.
Okay. Well, Doja Cat had a pretty viral outfit last night, and I'm going to guess that 0% of her audience knew and knows who this character is right here.
Well, I think that we're seeing this trend with a lot of celebrities right now, like Megan Thee Stallion, because she was on She-Hulk. She was in that for a cameo. And then she's been doing a lot of like anime cosplay recently. And now we're seeing Doja Cat with the video game cosplay. So I think that this is a running trend.
Well, let's see what Doja Cat looked like here from this character from Bad Fur Day. Yikes!
You tell me those aren't real.
No, that's very authentic. Surely we're not going to get banned. That's artistic, right?
Surely.
Yeah. Oh, that big
I
tail
just
of
think
yours.
of the nice knockers. Why, thank you.
If this was Twitch, she could just claim it's body painting and get away with it.
Well, surely we're not going to get banned for this. You know,
Surely.
Wait for an email. In a couple seconds. You've been banned.
Yeah.
well, I was told specifically not to, dive into the sexual content, but that's not sexual content. That's artistic along the way, right? Yeah. Anyways, so congratulations. I think that's a fun little costume, dressed up as the flower from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Let's go to
was it Photoshop by chance though, or something? Because
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Blabs.
I don't know.
Blabs, she didn't actually put these bees around her.
Well, I know that. Thank you, Craig. I'm saying her body, like she definitely photoshopped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd also like to point out, Blabs, that when she speaks, she doesn't actually have a text bubble as well.
To me, it kind of looks like AI.
Yeah.
It really, like, if you look at her arm and the way that her arm is folded, it just looks very fake to me because it's like it's it's curved. I don't know.
Well, I think most people can appreciate what the effort that she put into her outfit last night, which is great. Well, let's go to this little kid's outfit last night. great effort right here from this young man, busting out from obviously the Legend of Zelda franchise. Great stuff right there. I did not see many. Actually, I did see one Zelda outfit last night, but I think this kid was pretty great last night.
That is really cool.
From Majora's Mask, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really nice. So there's that. And then we have quite possibly this one actually wasn't at Halloween, but this was pretty damn funny. Blabs wanted to show this one.
I think this one wins.
This one wins. This the screaming lib. I mean, that's pretty baller right there.
That is good.
Oh, great stuff right there. And such a simple outfit too. So
Yeah, it is.
Watch this person like incentivize people to go and buy that specific type of jacket. Now everyone will be wearing it as a meme.
Now my
but,
chat's gonna be like, you have to buy one of these to wear with your
Yeah.
journalist hat.
Mhm.
You need it.
But like it's gonna blow up like fashion wise.
Yeah.
That company's gonna make a shit ton of money now. Kind of like what Kate Middleton does every time she wears like some type of
Oh,
dress. or
that's
shirt.
true. Yeah.
Blow up and everyone's like, I want the green hoodie.
Yeah.
all right, Blabs, we got another quick hit here, which this just simply says, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
I have
You
not
just
seen
gotta
this.
play it.
Okay, I've not seen this, so let's see what's going on here on the internet. Here in this gaming segment we have here. Give me your flex. He just leaves.
Yeah.
Well,
This
see you
is
later.
a clip from a couple of years ago, and every time I see it, it's so hilarious because she's just like, what
She's a
do you
dumb
expect me to
bimbo.
do?
Yeah,
gosh.
it's like this is your man. Your man just shoved you in front of a police officer to get away. That's how much he cares about you.
It's like that meme where the guy goes, peace, and then he fades away.
Right. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he doesn't have a dad. Well, all right. Did you see the news yesterday, Vera, that I had to be re-educated on YouTube?
Did.
This was shocking to me.
That is, yeah. I was like, wait, what? Excuse me?
Okay, so let's talk about this. We giggle about copyright strikes here and how, yes, yesterday I woke up to the announcement that we had been flagged for sexual content on our channel based off of Red Bandana's Gaming. Red Logan came in and told us all about the wonderful Xbox liquor dispenser that has been released. And
Right.
I did a standalone video about that. And just as a way to say, hey, it's not all clickbait, I included a video from 2007 that I did. And in it showed a girl with a PlayStation 2 accessory that was built for a game called Rez. And it was a vibration game. And the idea was that you put the thing over the thing and then you go, wow, right? So I showed that. And we got a warning for that on YouTube. Now, when you get a warning on YouTube, you can either fight it, which I did.
Right.
And that was quickly rejected to half court. Like within
Yeah.
10 minutes, I got a rejection email. So then I had to be re-educated.
Yeah.
Now, part of this policy training that takes place on YouTube was specifically towards this policy, which was the sexual gratification policy for sexual themes.
Yeah.
And I was shocked when in the 7-question policy training, question number 7 read like this. Ray uploads a video with the title, "The hottest girls are the ones who let me taste their pee."
That's so bad.
In the video, a person urinates in the snow. Then another person scoops up the snow, tastes it, and says, "Gosh, this is so sexy."
That's so bad.
So this is not multiple choice. You then have to go in and click the one that you think, or possibly more could be the correct answers. And Blabs, I'm going to let you be the
You
taker of
didn't
this.
do this yet, did you?
No, I
It's
did.
like,
I
yeah,
know
what did you do? Because this reflects both of us, and now I'm really curious. Because like, bro, don't rope me in whatever your decisions are. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Blabs, I'm going to let you take the test here, and then I'll tell you if you got it correct.
Okay.
Is it A, this violates the policy because content that shows bodily fluids for the purpose of sexual gratification isn't allowed on YouTube? Is it B, this doesn't violate the policy because the people in the video are trying to be funny? Is it C, this violates the policy because YouTube doesn't allow content where people urinate? Is it D, this doesn't violate the policy because bodily fluids are never sexually gratifying? Which one is it, Blabs?
What's the select all correct answers? I'm gonna guess it's A and C.
You're gonna guess A and C. Vera, do you have any thoughts about this?
No, I'm going A and C as well.
A and C as well. Well, I'm sorry, ladies. You are both wrong.
What? What?
The correct answer is actually just A. Just A.
But it says
You
correct.
can pee
select
on YouTube?
all.
Listen, I don't make the
See on
rules.
YouTube.
I don't make the rules. A is correct because there are sexual indicators in the title and video featuring bodily fluids for the purpose of sexual gratification that isn't. And like this isn't allowed right here. So there you go. So now you know, ladies, we can all piss away on YouTube.
I guess so.
Craig P's YouTube channel now.
It's gonna be a weekly skit. How close
Yeah.
can we get to it looking like it's actual
Oh my
pee
God,
for YouTube
Craig's gonna
fans?
go to like Alaska or something and just pee in the snow, and he's gonna spell out words, and it's gonna be its own YouTube channel now.
I mean,
He's gonna write down Craig.
keep in mind that this actually is okay because YouTube allows content where people pee in it. Like you can just be peeing in jars if you want, you know? Like,
I don't
apparently a thing.
understand.
It's a whole new meaning to I got a jar, and it's like, guess what's inside it? And it's like urination. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, this is YouTube today.
Fuck.
Well, I guess we know why your sign says restrooms above you.
Now I know. It's actually just pointing straight down to the jar.
It was
right there.
foreshadowing.
Oh my God, he's got a jar.
But it's like I'm like Asmongold over here. Just got a jar I turn around and piss in when I'm working. Oh my God. Well, so there's that. I do feel fully re-educated now. And now that I know that PP is available on YouTube, I feel better for it. So congratulations. Oh my God. This is the platform that we work on, for fuck's sakes.
Wonderful.
We got another great Halloween story coming up in just a second. But first, Anthony says, I used to like BioWare, but I hope with Veilguard flopping, BioWare gets shut down and the developers get blacklisted from the industry. That's not going to happen. Sorry,
No.
Anthony. Jacob Broughton says, is that Vera Dark or Tori Amos? The Sanoki or Sanction says, one thing that hurts BioWare and accounted for, Veilguard can be played for $18.50 a month for PC. Mini can avoid full price. Well, but then you got to pay for it every month, though. That's true.
Right. Yeah.
John says, ironic, Asmongold looks like a Veilguard character. There's truth in that. Benjamin says, hey, gang of normal men and blabbery. Veilguard spoiler cast win. Get Vera Hypnotic Nerds and as an arch in here would be a spectacular time. That's a good old spoiler cast of Veilguard. John says, Wednesday costumes are over like 98 Austin. Thanks, John. And Not a Doctor says, do you guys think that the gaming industry will ever change in realization of the true problem? No, I don't. I think that we are in for darker times ahead than we are currently right now.
I think that it's going to eventually change. I think that it's going to take a long time, though, probably like 2028 or 2029, because a lot of these companies already have projects lined up, money allocated. So I think that once those projects are over, they will change their tune. But I don't even know if they are ever going to truly go back to like the late 2000s, early 2010s with the Arkham verses, right? I don't know if we'll ever get back to that point, but I do think that we are going to see a shift in like half a decade.
I agree. I think it's going to take several years, and like what they're seeing, everything that's being worked on internally now is stuff that's not announced that will be coming later on down the line, because they are seeing what's happening in 2024 across the board, and I think that 2024 will be looked at as like oh, that was the year where people started to realize this is not a good idea, because
Mm-hmm.
what you're seeing in 2024 is the stuff that was talked about in 2020.
Right.
And I tweeted this out earlier, like, and I actually very much think there's reason to this. And I want Side Scrollers to be more than a podcast. We're going to have more things down the line. And I fully intend on getting into game development later on down the line. And I put this tweet out earlier. I had this vision of a game company comprised of like 8 people, like super small, all making like badass games, just totally in their vision, like it was in the 90s, you know? And games are easier to produce, like smaller games, much shorter development cycles, where you just go in and you say, hey, we're going to build this game in 6 months. And this is what we're going to do. We're all going to work together in the same division. Hey, Tommy, it's your game. And by the time you're done, you know, in 4 or 5 years, you got like, you know, 10 games out that are developed fairly quickly. Everybody's pulling the same, you know, and everyone's doing great. I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
So, like 10-hour games, right? Not full experiences. Decent, right? Like just quick 10-hour games that are fun. You know, they have a range of
Like
all
dumb
sorts of
fun stuff.
fun stuff.
There is actually a group that follows me. They're called It's Based, and they promote indie games, and they host game jams where basically developers have a couple of weeks to make a game, and then people end up going in and they have like a panel of judges. Like recently they had Ian Crossland, for example, as one of the judges. And they've done a great job, and I definitely love that idea and that concept.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because I've had conversations with them behind the scenes about working with them. I have an idea for a game jam, which I'm not ready to put out there just yet, but I think I'd like to do a really kind of specialized game jam that built around like solo developers,
right?
Like singular game developers who just want to put their head down and produce something really freaking cool in a certain time period. So, and maybe I'll work with them on that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Blabs. Zim, my boy, came in with a $100. Look at that, Zim. Look at that. Congratulations, all you normal men. Zim with a $100 direct donation says, still alive, still watching the VODs. Since I can't watch live due to work. It's a time of shitty games made by I see what you said there. Gamer words ruining the industry. Shout out to the Starship Trooper Extermination for being just a game that's fun as fuck. Love all you normal men. Zim, thank you. Appreciate that, buddy. That is spectacular, and all the normal men greatly appreciate that, and we appreciate your support. That is spectacular, allowing us to do this on a day-to-day basis. Delta says, not to make this political, Craig, but listening to JD Vance on Joe Rogan completely destroys the media spin on him. Hearing, I don't know what vegans ate, so I impressed my wife with pastry and broccoli with cream cheese in the oven is relatable, right? Did you guys see the last couple interviews that Joe Rogan's had? One with the president, and JD Vance?
Yeah, I thought they went really well.
He's so weird. I would love to see
JD Vance.
He's so weird. That's what they're saying, right? He's so weird.
Yeah.
I think he's so weird. He's normal.
Yep.
It's crazy. With that said, and I know we have the election coming up on Tuesday, and that's all things we're going to be talking about over the next weekend and such as we get to that. But I think that format, that's why podcasts work. The 3-hour podcast where you just sit down and talk and you learn about somebody putting broccoli on a pastry sheet with ranch dressing. I think that is relatable, and that's cool. So what's the stupidest vegetarian meal you've ever tried to make, Vera?
Ooh, I don't know, to be honest.
Blabs, you do anything vegetarian?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything.
I had a year where I tried to be vegetarian, and I realized I was a horrible vegetarian, and I put on like 20 pounds in that year because all I did, I just replaced meat with noodles. So instead of eating like lean protein, I just ate a shit ton of carbohydrates.
Wow.
It was horrible. It was a horrible idea. But I was like, I'm eating healthy. Like, what a fucking idiot I was. Anyways, it was tough. Nathan says, if it was me, I'd spell out Yellow Snow. YouTube is a hypocritical platform in cursive. Granted, I need
Damn.
need one of those ultra
Yeah.
gulps from 7-Eleven.
YouTube is very hypocritical, but I still stand by Twitch is worse.
We're going to get to Twitch in just a little bit.
Yes.
Yes,
I
we're going to
know.
get to Twitch in a little bit. But first, let's talk about this other Halloween story. This is from Dexerto. And Blabs pulled this up. Give us a little rundown here, Blabs. What's going on with this?
All right, so basically, there's this AI program that tricked a whole bunch of people into thinking that there was a parade in Illinois, and yeah, there wasn't, but everyone showed up for one thinking there was one. So it's like an April Fool's joke for Halloween.
So somebody, they created this, and they said Mr. Beast and Ronaldo was going to be there. Like, I just love the idea that the biggest YouTuber in the world and the biggest soccer player in the world are going to show up in the middle of nowhere, Illinois.
And you don't even see them like advertising that on their own social media platforms. Totally legit. These people are really stupid to think this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you get what you deserved. Every single one of you is stupid.
What do you think is worse, this or the Willy Wonka event?
Yeah.
It's very similar that they promise all these big things and these people are gonna be here, and then you show up and it's nothing like it.
I think this one's worse because look how many people showed up.
Right. It's a lot of people.
No, they didn't. All they had to do was pay with their time and their gas money to get
Yeah.
there. So they didn't like have to pay $50 to get into like the Willy Wonka's thing. So
Well, parking. I bet that there were lots
parking
that
issues. Mhm.
lots that bumped up the price for the event.
man, I gotta buy a parking lot. That's the business, man. You just have a concrete slab that you pay people to put their cars in. Man, wow, how smart is that? Good Lord. All right, we have some other news, which I thought people found this is trending on the internet. You know, what's the reputation when it comes to McDonald's right now, outside of, you know, food that's not very good? What's the one thing you've heard about their desserts at McDonald's? Have you guys ever heard this? Heard the reputation around this, Blabs?
About the
I don't
ice
go to
cream machine?
McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah, the ice cream machine.
By the way, did you hear Blabs snob up right there for a second? She totally snobbed up. She goes, I don't go to McDonald's.
Listen,
I'm too
you
good
know
for
what?
all of that.
Well, first of all, yes, I am. But second of all, I actually had McDonald's in Japan. I had a couple of French fries, and they tasted like real potatoes. It was amazing.
Ooh.
Diddly dee potatoes.
Diddly potatoes.
Oh my god. That's a Lord of the Rings reference, folks. And as the
Thank
resident
you.
Lord of the Rings expert, I just wanted to point that out. No, but yes, this was interesting news that yes, it is the ice cream machines. They're always broken.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the meme around McDonald's is no, you can never get ice cream at McDonald's because they're always broken. People go through, but now apparently McDonald's can actually repair their own ice cream machines because they never had the rights to it to do it in the first place, which is very, very bizarre. This article from Dexerto.
Well, it's like, look at the right to repair laws in just with technology. I mean, it's not very shocking that they couldn't fix their own machines.
Yeah.
It's
So-
just really bad management, though. It's like you have all this money just going to waste because you can't fix the ice cream machines that people actually want to pay for. It's just bad management.
Well,
Yeah.
so the manufacturer, the Taylor Company, which by the way, if you're McDonald's, why don't you just make your own ice cream machine?
Or buy them out.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, they held a copyright on the machines, which made it so only they were allowed to make repairs on their machines, which thanks to a joint effort of the United States FTC and Copyright Office, it's going to change now. So there we go. McDonald's will now be able to fix their own ice cream machines. Good for them.
The problem with that is that they don't even make the McFlurries the same anymore. They don't mix in like the flavoring, so like the chunks of like Oreos, they don't mix them in anymore because they got rid of the spoon design, which was used to like mix it, and now like all of the flavoring just sits at the top, so it's not even good anymore.
It's not a McFlurry. It's like an ice cream with the topping.
I know. It's always something. They fix one thing and break three others.
Oh my God, unbelievable. Well, let's stick with McDonald's talk. As did you see the new Happy Meals at McDonald's for all you video gamers out there? The brand new Mario Kart Happy Meals are out.
I mean, I'm kind of down with that, to be
Those
honest.
are so cute.
They are.
And you know what's funny? They sell stuff like that in Universal Studios Japan. It's like little mystery figures that you can buy like a box, and they are those.
Whoa,
Probably cheaper, though.
whoa, Miss Lippy, hold on.
What?
Blabs, did you just say figures?
Figures.
Okay, this is an old. This may be
Figurine.
Side Scrollers episode 1, but we need to go back and retract. Those who have been here know, right? Vera, how do you say that word?
Oh dear.
Is
Figures.
it figure or figure?
Figures.
It's kind of a blend.
Figures.
He's like me.
It's like people make fun of me. I say room, and they think it sounds too close to rum.
Room.
So I have to enunciate and say room. I say room.
Room.
Room. ROOM.
I'm over here in the room.
Okay. No, but it's figure.
Figures.
FIGGER.
Figure.
Yes.
No, it's 1G.
Oh.
Can you spell, bro? Get out of here.
Well, no. That's how it's pronounced. Is what I'm
Figures.
saying. Yeah.
Figure.
It's not like figure, like Adam Krigler likes to say.
Yeah.
Figure.
Adam's special though. Figure.
Good. Anyways, well, it's an ongoing conversation. I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to solve the true pronunciation.
How does Vera say roof? Roof. Roof.
Yeah.
I caught myself one day when I was talking to my mother saying room, and she's like, "Why did you just say it so weird?" I'm like, "Because people bully me on the internet for the way I say room."
Because they bully me, Mom.
Yes.
It's like Canadians, especially in Ontario, saying bagel. They go bagel. And I'm like, what? Bagel. Bagel. That's what they say. I'm like, can you read? Bagel. Mm-hmm. Weirdos.
Anthony says, how soon until we have a situation like the Batwoman movie where they develop a game and completely realize it's so bad they just publicly don't release it?
They should have just done that with Concord.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have even released it for the 2 weeks.
Jason says, grass-fed beef is my favorite vegetarian
My
meal.
man, he gets it.
Let's go, Jason. And John came in and says, at least you can eat chicken on a vegetarian diet. I don't think that's how it works, John.
No.
But thanks for your effort. All right, ladies. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. There's a new word of the year for 2024. And the Collins Dictionary, by the way, Collins Dictionary, that's like a C-tier dictionary. So I don't even know where we're talking about this, right? But in the world of dictionary, like why do we even have dictionaries to begin with? We have the internet. But Collins Dictionary has crowned a new word of the year. Now, Vera, did you see this article before we went live?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm
Blabs,
worried though.
I know you did. Now I'm going to tell you this right now. Let's play. What word is it? Okay. Now, Vera, I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
One syllable, 4 words.
I have no idea.
What is the dictionary word of the year?
Says Riz.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Riz is pretty good. Yes, 4 letters, 1 word.
It is not Riz.
4 letters, 1 syllable. It is a word that has been used repeatedly to describe one of the United States presidential candidates.
She's like, huh?
I don't know.
The term is brat.
Oh,
Brat Girl
God.
Summer.
Yep. Okay.
Brat.
I get it.
Shaq got it too. Look at that. They were getting it. They're like, Brat.
Brat was crowned word of the year this year.
Wow. Slay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a trend. He just totally booed himself. I didn't know that was a trend. And so I kept seeing things like
It started, I believe, with TikTok. Like the Gen Z girls
I won't go
who,
on that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go.
I'm ashamed to say I'm a Gen Z girl.
Well, you're so brat, Vera.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Girl Summer.
Yeah.
God, I want to start. I just want to start punching like this, and just whatever runs into my fist just happens to hit. You know, maybe
The
I'll
wall.
hit my monitor. Just start punching. Brat, brat, brat. Anyways,
You know what other word they're starting to use too? See you next Tuesday. They're using that one. And
Oh,
words that doesn't actually mean that too. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
well, I'll tell you that. You say that on a YouTube channel, you're gonna get flagged.
That's
You'll
why I
get-
said see you next Tuesday. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. That's good. But yeah, okay. All right, Blabs, why don't you get us through? I saw you tweet about this story. You said you loved this story. You loved
Yeah,
it.
this was very sweet.
So let's go to the BBC, which Blabs means
Big black.
no,
Anyway.
the British Broadcasting Company. Blabs. Good Lord. What is this? What are we looking at here?
Right. So this story comes from the BBC, as Craig says. It's about this boy who actually died 10 years ago, back in 2014, and he was suffering from MD, but it was like a different version. It was like DMD. And he actually would play video games online, specifically World of Warcraft. And so he had like a vlog or whatever it was, some type of thing online where he made a whole bunch of friends. And his parents didn't know that he had like made all these friends. They knew about the vlog and they posted on the vlog saying that he had passed away. And then they received like a shit ton of emails from all these people all over the world saying how much like of an influence they had and that they're very sad that this man, or boy I should say, has died. And it was so sweet because like the parents had no idea that he had such an impact in this gaming community. And it was just, this is such a wholesome, beautiful story. And it's very sad because he obviously died at the age of 25 in 2014. But like now there's a video, like a movie about him. It should be
A
on
documentary,
Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out soon if it's not already out on Netflix. Honestly, it was just a very sweet story. That is the TLDR on it, that this boy actually had like a whole bunch of friends who emailed the parents saying, hey, we're very sorry. We had a good time talking and having fun. So, yeah.
It's such a wholesome thing to see because we hear so often by people who don't understand video games and kind of the culture surrounding them that, oh, video games cause real world violence and video games are so bad for people, even though there's really no scientific evidence to back that up. But then you hear about stories like this, which are so wholesome and so amazing, and it just completely crushes their narrative that, oh, all video games are terrible. People do form genuine relationships and learn how to, in some cases, just be better people based on individuals they meet online, people that cause an impact in their life.
Yeah, so it's very sweet. It's very positive. Well,
is.
it's not a positive story in the fact because the poor man is dead, but it's positive in showing that like the gaming community is not this toxic hellhole, and these poor parents got these beautiful messages from people all over the world saying, "Hey, we're sorry," and that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things is everybody here who is a part of the show, normal men watching the show, games played a very integral part in their life. That is why we like talking about them. That is why we talk about what we talk about, because and that's the thing that gets lost by people who are detractors of Vara, of Side Scroller, Smash, whoever, go down the list, right? They don't understand that the reason we talk about this is not because we hate video games. It's because we love video games.
100%.
It's because we love what games have given us, whether it was in our formative years or as adults. And that gets lost so often. And it's stories like this that look, I did not grow up in the age to where you can make friends online. I didn't play World of Warcraft and develop friendships and stuff along those lines, but I've developed plenty of friends through video games. Yeah. And I've met friends that I've never met in real life that I played with online. And that's something that it's very much swept under the rug when it comes to video games across the way. And, the traditional media, access media, mainstream media, not even in the video game space. Video games are often demonized, but they're not talked about in the positive aspects like this. And that's a fucking shame, so.
Right. And there's plenty of stories online about, people meeting and then even falling in love and getting married. And it's so great to see. And of course, there are a lot of, mainstream media outlets now who love to ignore these facts because they want to push a narrative about how gamers are toxic and video games cause real world violence and they're just terrible influences on people, when that just isn't the case. I mean, of course, I'm sure that there are certain instances where people take things too seriously and too literally in video games. There's always going to be situations like that. But out of the amount of gamers there's so many positive stories out there.
Yeah, you pulled up this story here. This is great. I mean, this happened. Just I don't know, a couple weeks ago, we had a story about people who were getting married, at a video game convention, right? And probably, this talks about in 2020. I mean, can you think about the number of people who met in 2020 while the lockdowns were happening, and just from playing video games? I mean, pretty awesome stuff. So, love it.
Yeah.
So, good story, Blabs. Way to lift us up.
Thanks.
Way to go. Now
Shout out BBC.
Now let's yeah. Please clip that.
Well, also, I just want to say that the Brat article came from the BBC too.
Oh,
so
give it up for the big broadcasting company.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this quick hit here. A couple days ago, Nintendo announced Nintendo Music, and this was very Nintendo of them, right? We talked about this on the show yesterday. They could have just released all their songs on Spotify and made it available. They could have done with every single game, turned it into their own little playlist and stuff. But no, they had to make their own platform, their own app for it to control their music. First and foremost, Vera, did you download Nintendo Music?
I have not yet, but I will.
Blabs, what about you? Or did you download Nintendo?
I have honestly no interest in downloading the app. I try not to download things on my phone. I will just either listen to the soundtrack, because I have a lot of actually gaming soundtracks like CDs, or I'll do YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm scrolling through it right now, and it's fun. Like the Wii, it has all the Wii channel stuff, and you can just pull into the Wii Plaza here and just pull it up at any time.
It's so lovely.
It's awesome, right? And just start listening to this music. As a matter of fact, I pulled some up last night while I was walking around for Halloween. I pulled up Cappy from Mario Galaxy because it has kind of this spooky vibe to it, right? Anyways, apparently there was an ongoing conversation about the idea of how come on this app the composers of this music don't get credits. And this is a very Western thing. You saw people online be like, how come I don't know who made this music, right? And I saw this thread yesterday, or actually it's from this morning, from this guy who works in Japan. And I thought this was a really interesting thread and his thoughts on this. So he said, regarding the lack of composer credits in this app, as someone who's a full-time employee of a Japanese company, I might be able to shed some light on this. Though I work as a designer, I imagine it's the same in other creative roles. Not being credited is the norm here. It says, when you join a company, it's implicitly understood you will not receive credit outside of a credit screen. Japanese companies care a lot about craftsmanship and see themselves in a black box, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory way, where you don't get to see who's behind what. With these composers, it's a bit different because they've been credited in games before, but generally you can't tell people what you've worked on, as that's confidential info. I can't tell people what fonts I've worked on, and I don't get any credits. Nobody does, only the company. And he continues on here. It's a nice little thread, and it's but I think this really kind of goes back to the cultural differences between the Western world and Japan, where Japan is very, very company focused. Vera, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
It makes me sad, right? Because while I understand that they have signed these contracts and that they understand that that is going to be the case, I don't think that should be the norm. I think that if you are a creative and you are making something, you deserve all the credit in the world because you have done something, in a lot of cases, really amazing. Like the Wii song that you just played, I don't know exactly what it's called. It is so iconic. So many people know that song, and I bet if you search it up on YouTube, there's hundreds of millions of views throughout videos that use that. And I want people to be able to get the credit that they deserve, especially where he mentions that they can't even reference it on they can't reference it on social media. They can't really talk about it. They can't use it for other things. And yeah, I mean, I wish it certainly wasn't that way, but I do understand that they have signed, those contracts saying that, you understand this is the only credit you're getting.
Yeah, I think it goes down to like the cultural aspect of it for sure. And
Yeah, I mean,
the idea of I'm all about giving people credit, right? And I think that having a byline in this, if this app was developed by, I don't know, BioWare or whatever, it would look drastically different, right? I think ultimately, as you said, people sign contracts. They know what they're kind of getting into, especially from a cultural perspective. Is it right? I don't know. Is it wrong? I don't know. It's not.
Right.
It's ultimately up to them to decide. Blabs, what are your thoughts on this?
I actually think we have a video to show.
There's a problem that has nothing to do with me. I need to solve it.
That's how I honestly think of it. It's their culture.
100%.
That's kind of it. For me, would I like to know who it is just to research them? Sure. But like in Japan, they're not very individual whatsoever. So
Yeah, no. Corporations do be corporations.
Yeah.
Which I completely get.
Interesting conversation for sure.
I definitely think like if you sign that contract saying, your name won't be up there, and then it's like, well,
I just want it to all be public and for them to be able to talk about it because I want to appreciate what they have made.
Fair.
And that's really where it or how it boils down to me. I want to be able to appreciate these people when a Final Fantasy 16, for example, comes out and the soundtrack is an absolute banger.
Yeah, and that's when you go on YouTube and you say, "Hey, you just search for the soundtrack and it shows up."
Right.
By the way, you mentioned the Me Plaza music. Just
Me Plaza music, that's what it's called.
Yeah, the Me Plaza music on YouTube. I just search that as 9 million views over on.
Yeah,
man, look at that.
So.
And imagine all of the content creators who have made videos and simply put that in the background because it's so catchy.
Dude, I've made memes like years and years ago before I was even on the internet where like the background music was just the me theme.
Yeah.
And it totally worked.
All right. Well, let's move on and let's talk about Veilguard. Let's get to that in just a second. But first, Joker's disciple says, "This super sexually identifies as $50. I get boobs." No. Sorry, we don't play the identification game here, Joker's disciple. We appreciate your $2 super chat. Eventually, Will B came in and says, "My wife and I are gamers. It's awesome." Hell yeah, let's go. Max came in and says, "I just finished racist training at work." That's what you did there. Did you know landfills and hazardous waste are racist? This lefty crap is everywhere and needs to go. Really? Tell us more about how landfills and hazardous waste are racist. Wow, that's amazing.
The batteries only go on one side of the landfill and it offends the left.
That's amazing. Max, tell us more. That's intriguing to me. Everything is racist. Everything is sexist. Everything is oh, that's a great quote right there. Taker says the E-Honda is called the Prologue. Blabs, remember who E-Honda is? Do you remember?
Emmanuel.
No. Edward Honda from Street Fighter 2.
Whatever. I thought it was an E name.
Jared Rare Bear says, "I like how Grant Kirkhope wasn't credited for the DK rap in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Also, Craig misspoke earlier. DKC3 is Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, not Diddy Kong's Double Trouble. My fault.
I didn't even catch that.
That may be the first time I've ever misspoke on the show, and I apologize for that. Sorry, Jared Rare Bear.
Groundbreaking.
Yes, sorry about that. Oddly enough, I actually had some private conversations with Grant Kirkhope in the last few months, and he has now removed that ability to have a conversation with me as he is not happy with me. So
yeah,
there's that.
Well, it is what it is.
I live near a landfill, so apparently I'm racist. All right. Let's go and move on. Hey, by the way, Shiba Warrior came in with the 5, says this AI is the reason for DEI. Lack of creativity and passion makes art soulless.
I do definitely think that AI is damaging art. I have always had the stance that I think AI is fine as a tool as long as it is not a replacement. I think that it's fine if you're, researching something and you're using it to research something because it's significantly quicker. But on the flip side, I do not think that it should be a total replacement for human beings and 90% of the work that they're doing.
AI is a tool. It's like a hammer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
gotta learn to use it. Hey, also a massive tool in our success is Valkyria Winter, who came in with a $50 Rumble rant. How outstanding is that? Says, going down the rabbit hole of Dragon Age Transguard, my insanity is still strong, but I need boobs. I need to see the kiggling boobs. Plus, I subbed to EA, so I didn't buy full price for the game, but still boobs. Hey, Valkyria, thank you for that. And the normal men appreciate your reward. Lord of the Ree says, good morning, normal men. Thank you. Thanks to you, Forever Halloween got almost 700 views on Rumble. Really proud of how it turned out. So, and I'm glad so many enjoyed it. Long Walks Music on Rumble and YouTube. There you go, Lord of the Ree. Thank you very much. That's Long Walks Music, Rumble and YouTube. Good stuff. Jared says, Vera, are there any games, old and new, that you haven't played yet that you would like to play in the future? Also, what'd you think of Black Ops 6?
So I did play a couple of hours of Black Ops 6 on my birthday a couple of days ago, and I thought that it was pretty good. I haven't played the campaign yet, though I'm definitely enjoying the multiplayer. I wish a lot of the maps were a little bit bigger because you basically just get spawn camped, but it's been solid. I'm playing it through Game Pass. No way I was going to give Activision $70. And then the other part of the question was what new and old games that I want to play? I don't know. I'll have to think about that for a minute or two, and I will give an answer towards the end of the stream because I don't know off the top of my head. I got to think about that.
I played some Black Ops 6 yesterday for the first time, and just destroyed it. Just absolutely destroyed. It was like riding a bike, just waking up and just mowing down all those idiots. It was great. Blabs, you want to play sometime?
I don't have it, remember?
I know you don't. I'm just kidding. Vera, you want to play sometime?
Yeah,
Wow.
sure. You'll have to add me.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's funny because I hadn't played on BattleNet in such a long time that actually my username is the brand name that I used to have. My old
saw
brand name.
your post. Yeah.
I don't know if I should change it or keep it around just to troll.
Just leave it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, because that brand doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
So they changed it because they wanted to distance themselves from you, which is great.
Of course.
Mongoose says, I got news for you, Blaz. My coworker just got back from Tokyo, and he says McDonald's over there tasted exactly the same as in the States.
I didn't have McDonald's in Tokyo.
You just said you had
In
You had-
Japan, not Tokyo. I had in Osaka.
It's all Japan, Blaz.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's no way in hell that you're telling me the food from McDonald's tastes the same as the food in McDonald's America. Come on. That's silly.
I can tell you for a fact it does not. If you get a chicken sandwich
It actually tastes like food in Japan.
well, you get a chicken sandwich in Japan versus a chicken sandwich in the United States. You get a chicken sandwich in the United States, it's usually a breaded chicken
Blend.
breast,
Yeah.
or a grilled chicken breast. In Japan, it's actually dark meat with skin on it. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. So that's kind of crazy. Just different cultures, as they say.
We need
All right.
Blabs to try the chicken Big Mac.
I do not want to spend the rest of the day in the bathroom. No, thank you.
That'd be so freaking funny. Maybe
Wouldn't it be terrible?
maybe when we get Arch over here. If we get Arch over here, I'm just saying we can do
Get
Blabs
the
tries food
two
too.
people who
True.
don't eat fast food and watch them die and like have like
Yeah.
steak and stuff.
Mm-mm.
All the horrible stuff being put in their body.
PD says all three of you should start to pull a bar of doing 10 push-ups in Veilguard segment whenever you misgender or say something that HR would hate. Cookies, please.
I am the HR.
So no.
You know, that'd be really funny. Maybe we should meme the shit out of that and turn a donation value, like, I don't know, 25. I'll do like 10 push-ups. I'll pull a barv for a $25 super chat or something like that. That'd be pretty
I
funny.
am the HR, so I'm excused.
Or maybe, I don't know. We'll pick some value, whatever it is. But thank you for that, PD. Appreciate that. Jam Collect says, as many Japanese YouTubers explained, being a more collectivist and harmony-focused culture, it's about often more about the group's success without overshadowing others. Think honeybees.
Oh, I totally agree. I just still like to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah. And Inubitan says, you will pry my AIs for my cold dead hands. There you go. And ADDF Toxic says, I have a couple soundtrack CDs that I bought in Japan itself. There are 2 pages of credits in the booklets. Yes, cultural differences. Comparing the CD booklets to the app makes it more noticeable. Thank you very much, ADDF Toxic. Appreciate that. Speaking of toxic, let's talk about Dragon Age Veilguard. Now, Vera, you said you played it last night as a special. Was it a trick or a treat for you last night?
Oh, it was quite the treat. At least I got to play a horror game on Halloween. I was definitely expecting it to be mediocre, and it certainly was. I thought that the combat was pretty smooth. It's very similar to Hogwarts Legacy, God of War. We had heard that leading up to launch, and I thought that a lot of the environments were really pretty, but pretty does not make a game good. And the storytelling is so spectacularly bad that it ruins any sort of true enjoyment that I could muster out of this game, because only a couple of hours in, they have the trans storyline. Of course, they make you pick your gender and your pronouns at the beginning, and the writing, it's not even just that it is so preachy, and it certainly is, but even the small conversations tend to go nowhere. Like, characters constantly repeat themselves. Someone will say something like, oh, I'm gonna go to the church, and then this other character repeats right after, oh yeah, let's go to the church. Like, you cannot tell me that these are experienced writers when they constantly have characters repeating themselves, and it's not vital information. There's also quite an exposition dump, not really shocking because this is kind of a soft reboot, so they're trying to like educate the newer fans of the franchise, which I think is okay to a certain extent, but it truly is extremely preachy. It is filled with identity politics, and it is as disappointing as I thought that it was going to be.
Wait, so you're telling me that this isn't just story breaking? We saw this clip. I tweeted this out earlier today.
Ooh.
So I'm non-binary.
Like, congratulations, do you want a gold freaking star sticker?
I mean, this clip is 11 seconds long.
Yeah.
Did you get to this part, Vera?
I have not gotten to it, but I've seen plenty of clips.
Oh, one more time.
So I'm non-binary.
Fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
It's so true. It's like they constantly want to bash you over the head. My major problem is that we're talking about a fantasy dragon game. Why are you using modern terms and language like transgender and non-binary and having top surgery scar toggles? Like, the art of subtlety is something that is lost on all of the current day writers. You can have a story where maybe your character is really learning who they are and figuring out their identity, like a reluctant hero trope. They don't want to fully lean into being a hero. They don't feel like they can do it, or maybe they're overconfident, but they're proven time and time again that they're not as good as they thought they were. And you can have a story where your character has to explore their identity. They have to figure out who they are. But these people do not understand subtlety. They don't understand how to write proper stories, and it's just so sad because Dragon Age, while I know that there's definitely been some controversy surrounding titles like Inquisition, and a lot of people thought that the quality had, dropped in the franchise, there was still a lot of great content there that they could have continued with, and instead it's just constantly making a mockery of the established fans and trying to capture the modern audience, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media.
I posted in response to this, I just said, we know you're non-binary. Nobody, you tell everybody all the time when nobody's asking.
Yeah.
And the response to this is actually worse than vegans. This is kind of weird. And this is great. This guy's gay. See, nobody cares. Right.
Right.
That's
like, why do you have to constantly point it out? It's like, I always mention this in Final Fantasy 16. It was my game of the year last year. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. And Dion, or Bahamut, happens to be a gay character. They did not put that in the marketing. They did not bash you over the head with that. You simply learn about him and his story. It was done naturally, and it was phenomenally done. We need more writers like this, but Western writers just do not get it anymore. They have completely lost the plot because they're all activists. They don't care about making good stories. They don't even care about the video game industry. They just care about affecting things in a way that they deem as proper. They want their message to be seen and to be heard. And what they've done is they've continuously ruined products and established franchises, and it's just it's heartbreaking.
I'm going to go a step further. I actually think they've ruined progress, not just products, but progress for their cause.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing. If I opened every conversation with, "Hey, I want to let you guys know I really like vagina," just want to throw that out there, just so everybody is aware. Can we have a conversation now? You know, like,
it's not normal.
Right. It's not normal at all. That's not normal man behavior, right? That's not how you open up a conversation. And regardless of even if it's mid-conversation, right? It's just not something that you discuss. Why would you even have that discussion? So, well, we've seen a lot of clips from Dragon Age Veilguard, and I think I may do a standalone video where we're talking about the memes and everything associated with it. But so it was launched yesterday, and I said yesterday that I've said this for weeks. I think this game, it's not going to fail. It will underperform.
Yeah.
And I said yesterday that I felt that it would get to about 150,000 in-game players.
Yeah.
Yesterday it launched, and it hit about 70,000 in-game players here. Oh, let's see where we go. Oh, hold on, where are we going? There we go. Nope, that's wrong. What are we doing, Blabs? Where are we going? Stop it. There we go. Right there. There we go. Hey, we did it. Using the program we've been using forever. So it had 70,000. Right now it's at 66,000. And this was on Halloween yesterday. There's Vara. It would have been 70,413 without Vara. But
I played it on PlayStation.
Oh,
I'm not part of this number.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting as well to see what the player split is between PC and PlayStation and just home consoles as a whole. Yeah. But this is actually less than I thought it would do. Now, going into the weekend, I think this is where people are really going to pick up. I think by the end of the day, it'll definitely crest six figures and get over 100,000. Will it hit 150,000 like I thought? I don't know. I thought it'd be higher yesterday than it is right now. But there was a lot of talk yesterday about another game that launched. People go, "Well, it's on Halloween. Like, why would that matter? It was Halloween. It launched on a holiday. Everyone's going out." But all that gets thrown out the window really quick when you look at the beta test for Monster Age Wilds, which was released yesterday.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
I'm sorry. What did I say? Monster Age?
Age Wilds. Never heard of that game.
I'm combining Dragon Age and Monster Age, which would be really interesting, by the way.
And you just said it again.
Yes, Monster Hunter Wilds, which was launched yesterday. And saw the exact opposite thing happen, where it went to 463,000, almost 464,000 players yesterday. So the idea, well, it was launched on Halloween. It was a soft launch. Just comparing them side by side, Halloween got rejected to have court really quick.
And I do think it's important to note that the Monster Hunter beta is free versus Dragon Age being a paid game. But on the flip side, Dragon Age is also an established franchise. It is EA and BioWare. So you would think that this would be a very big launch. It would hit 150, 200,000 people. And yeah, like Monster Hunter, I know has been extremely hyped, much more hyped and positively for sure, perceived positively versus Veilguard. But you'd think that the numbers would be a little bit closer.
Well, yes, and they're not at all.
Right.
Now, there have been a lot of reviews along the way, and I'll say this, having spoken with many PR people, public relations in the video game industry. When something like this happens and a game is launched, you're looking for things to talk positively about with your game. And the growing sentiment yesterday was that and we saw this from IGN, and I got a little bit more from you guys across the board, but it says Dragon Age: The Veilguard's launch was has already made its EA's biggest ever single player game on Steam, topping the charts and beating out the concurrent players for 2023 Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, this has been the cover that the media has thrown. It's their biggest single player game on Steam.
Right.
Now, why do you think that may be, Vera? Is it a great game?
It most certainly is not a great game.
One thing that's left out in this equation, as pointed out down here on the chat, is that no other game actually debuted on Steam, though. So that's actually a pretty big part of this here along the way. So there's that. And it's pointed out by some math is done down here. It's like the full cost of $250 million, copies sold, which, by the way, this just because 70,000 people are playing it, many more people did buy the game. Right. But percentage of sales, that's $5 million. Take 20% off that, or take 30% off until they get to $50 million, which, by the way, they will get to $50 million sold on this game.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But they got a lot of work to do, and that's if they spent $250 million on the game. Right. They got a lot of work to do to make up for it. So yeah, that's kind of been an ongoing thing along the way. Now, what I thought was kind of interesting was I just searched EA's biggest single player game ever on Steam. I just searched that on DuckDuckGo. And when you go down the list and you search this, all these articles, starts with IGN, they all kind of read the same way.
Yeah.
They're all talking points that have been sent out by PR and HR people saying, hey, just so you know, Steam is this is EA's biggest ever single player game on Steam. And that's the verbiage that they sent out. So that's the verbiage that gets sent out by these articles.
Yep.
So this is pretty standard across the board. The thing you got to remember is that these media outlets, they're businesses, right? They need content. So when somebody says, hey, this is the EA's biggest ever single player game on Steam, they go, and they gotta write up an article about it really quick and get in SEO, right? So
exactly. I mean, ultimately, this is why trust with the mainstream media is at an all-time low, is simply because you cannot trust what they're releasing. They will push a narrative whenever they can. They will shill for these companies because they are afraid of losing access to early review codes and reviews and all of these things. And that's what's so sad is I want the mainstream media to be great. I want video games to be great. I want these things to all be successful. But the only way that would happen at this point is if 90% of the people were, pushed out of the industry, and they restarted with very passionate developers, writers, creatives, and journalists. But journalistic integrity is not really a thing anymore. Very few and far between are journalists actually half decent people that can be trusted. But it's not particularly shocking to see the media try to spin a narrative surrounding this game because they want to just prove that, the Chuds lost, which is all they really care about at this point, is attacking the very people they need to read their articles and, when it comes to developers, swipe their credit cards.
All right, well, let's talk about that, the whole Chud thing. All right. Now, I'm not familiar with, I'm not super familiar with Mighty Keith. I see him show up on my timeline occasionally, and I see people beefing with him. It is what it is, right? But he put this out, and I do think it's worth having this conversation. It says a lot of the people that told you for months Dragon Age: The Veilguard was part of this huge wokeness infection that is making the gaming industry bad are now playing and creating content for the game, expanding its reach and possible sales. Hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
He says, even if that's how you really feel about current day gaming, you should see the people blatantly being hypocrites and call them out on it. I would never say the KKK is bad for society and then support them monetarily by going to some rally or some shit. Some of their fans are saying, how are they supposed to accurately talk about the game? They had no problem inaccurately talking about the game for months, and now all of a sudden they have to play the game to speak about it. Fuck out of here. It's hypocrisy. End of story. This isn't a case where they think something is in a game is bad and need to prove it. They already knew the game had the woke ideology they claim is destroying the community. To have that knowledge and buy it anyway after telling people not to is hypocritical. Vera, I feel like you have a lot to say here.
This infuriates me so much. So he talks about how content creators talk inaccurately for months leading up to release about a game. Why do companies release teasers and trailers? It is for people to judge them. It is for people to decide if it is worth their money. And that is what content creators are doing, is simply talking about material, whether it is interviews, teasers and trailers, released images. We are simply giving our first impressions, and that is exactly why teasers and trailers exist, is to judge them. So all we are doing is recording a video where we're doing that instead of just, viewing it and moving on. Now, of course, I play a lot of these video games. I played Dustborn, Concord, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. I'm playing Dragon Age the Veilguard. First of all, it's my job to play video games, right? I criticize these journalists for not playing games and then putting out reviews. I know we had talked about it on Side Scrollers a couple of weeks ago, but I put out a thread that really upset these people because I said they should prove that they are playing these games, whether they are releasing an image of the trophy of completing it, they're, recording their playthrough, they're doing a live stream, something to just prove it, because trust with these people is at an all-time low. But I do not want to be as bad as them. They clearly do not play games in totality, and yet they judge them. And while I do talk about games before release, I think it is only fair that if I talk about them, that I do try to play them and I do try to give them a chance, because sometimes I'm wrong. I'm a human being. Sometimes I'll say a game looks like trash and I play it and I go, wow, that's actually pretty freaking good. And if there are 100 people watching my live stream and only I purchased a copy, that is 1 versus 100, and that is a major win. It's like in my stream yesterday, I had 1,800 people watching, and sure, I'm getting views for it. I'm getting monetarily compensated for it. But on the flip side, I would still be doing that because that is what I believe in, is that integrity, and that is what the mainstream industry is missing right now. Like, I put up a poll on my Veilguard stream yesterday. It was 95% of people said they would not buy it. That is over $150,000 that I cost BioWare. And maybe by the end of the playthrough, I'll say it's amazing, you all should go buy it, and then that's positive press for them. But when you're creating a bad game, of course, I'm going to fairly criticize it and say it's bad. But by streaming the game, I'm either costing them money or I'm, doing charity work and I'm giving them free press, and maybe people will end up loving it. But at the end of the day, it would be a lose-lose situation for a content creator like myself if I didn't stream it, or if I did stream it, because these people do not care. I had put up a post, but I said, it's either you didn't play the game, you have no idea what content is in it besides a few clips, or haha, you're lining up to play the game you've said sucked. I would rather play a game and form my opinion after release instead of judge it solely based on clips. And if it's an L to form my own opinion, I'll take the L, I guess, because to me, it's not. It's a W.
I think the idea of when you said your initial conversation of these people who are playing these games, reviewing these games, should release the footage of them playing and reviewing these games, right? I don't understand what's so crazy about that idea. Like, you've already done it. It's not like you're saying you need to add commentary to it. Just share your experience to it.
Right.
That stuff is going to be uploaded literally day one anyways.
Yes, and their argument back, their retort was, oh, there are no content creators who do that, which is a complete and utter lie. There are so many YouTubers out there who will get the codes clearly days to weeks in advance, and on release day, the very minute the game is fully launched, they release a full playthrough. So that excuse doesn't work. And I'm not even sitting here saying, they have to have commentary. They have to, actually give us lots of, their in-depth thoughts while they're playing. I just want some sort of proof. They could have responded with, how about a trophy system where we just screenshot that we got the trophy? That would be perfectly fine with me. It's just that they need to try and give us some level of trust again. And that's not what they're doing, because they hate us and they don't care about our opinions about them, which is absurd given they need us to click their articles so that they can continue to have jobs.
What's amazing about this is the immense amount of ideology that's been thrown into this game along the way. And, we saw this clip. I posted the clip of, the gender shakedown and the push-ups and all this stuff. We saw this a couple days ago, and this has been passed around and it's been seen millions of times, been reposted by myself and others. But the craziest thing about this is, and look, I don't say this lightly, but Brianna Wu actually had a take on this that I wanted to point out here.
Yes.
Brianna Wu, talking specifically about this clip, said, "I thought a lot this year about how progressivism got so far off course. This clip is a perfect example. The culture has devolved into a mirror of the Christian fundamentalist I grew up with in Mississippi. Wield moral superiority, threaten non-believers, hijack the culture. It's not that you have a point of view. It's that you cannot even conceive that other people don't share it. It's that you feel so moral. You feel unlimited by social etiquette. And I feel particularly qualified to say this as a trans woman. This doesn't work. If strangers are constantly misgendering you, you are the only one that can change this. You can't hector the world into believing gender doesn't exist anymore than a Christian can hector the world into accepting Jesus as their savior. I will do my best to gender non-binary people correctly. I always want to talk to people with respect, but y'all have to ask yourself, is our strategy working? This is not, and it will never work."
Whew. Yeah. You want me to give my take on this?
Yeah, fire
Because
away,
it's
bro.
a
That's why you're
doozy.
here. That's why you're here.
So we should not disregard something that is true just because we don't like the messenger. And Brianna Wu is partially responsible for the current situation that we're in with consultation companies and identity politics. It's something a decade ago that she would have championed for. And I'm not saying that we need to like her or everything that she said, but she's not entirely wrong here. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but you've got third wave feminist architects like Naomi Wolf, for example, who wrote The Beauty Myth, who's almost completely walked away from the left, and it's literally a movement she started so people can recognize their mistakes. And I do think it's important to give people a chance. Now, there's still a lot, I'm sure, that I and most of the people here do not agree with that Brianna Wu would say or that she represents, but I do think that these individuals have a cult-like mentality, the radical left. You have to use their terminology. If you say one thing that is against the grain, you're canceled. You do one thing they dislike and they, will come after you. You'll face their wrath. But there are people that are on her political side. And what we need is more of them to make at least small realizations to try and normalize things, such as games getting, it's become a meme, back to form where storytelling isn't based on real world politics or identity. We need to start pulling people out of that cult-like mentality. And I do think that Brianna Wu, again, has a lot of opinions that I would generally disagree with, but she has over the years most certainly kind of changed her tune, again, like someone like Naomi Wolf. But I mean, hey, maybe one day I'll sit down and have a conversation with her. She lives in one of the same towns as one of my editors, and I'm in Boston too, so maybe one day she'll sit down and have a coffee with me and chat about video games and how she did, unfortunately, help perpetuate the damage that's been done in the situation that we're in.
I'll say this, a broken clock can be is right twice a day, right? And just because it's noon and it says noon then it's still noon.
Yeah.
You know? So it's an interesting conversation. And when somebody who has championed this and really has put gaming on the march that it's in right now and was one of the biggest champions early on is going, yo, how about y'all like take a step back a little bit too far? You may want to reassess, like just as a group.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff for sure. That Reeb guy says, so literally who tries to throw its own kind under the bus as expected?
Yeah.
Smash is a new member. Smash, great to see you, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Retromeister came in with the massive $20 super chat. Says, morning scrollers. Before election day comes, I highly recommend watching these docs which chronicled events of 2020, 2000 Mules, the real Tony Fauci, died suddenly, and police state. Also, Robin Williams' drama, Man of the Year. Robin Williams, let's go. Also followed up with a $30 super chat. That's a total of 50 Blabs. Why don't we
we'll give it to him.
Retromeister says, also, when it comes to Dragon Age, it's the ongoing situation of having activists in various media not having neutral ground, but obsessed with pushing their beliefs onto public, regardless of ruining the value of these IPs. Thank you, Retromeister. Outstanding. Taker says, wait, did Vero say urinalist? Gaming urinalist?
Yep, I did.
Radical Drago says, Mighty Keefe is assuming that, I want to make sure I get that, says, is assuming that playing the game will help sales, not hinder it. We are allowed to make up our own minds.
Yeah.
Yes. Dragon Age Veilguard needs to sell around 3 million copies to break even. While I think they may actually reach that target, I have a hard time seeing them turning a profit. Publishers don't make games to break even. Agreed. Guy, appreciate that. Nathan says another factor to consider is that Monster Hunter is the beta launched at 8 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Eastern, and it had more people playing it than Veilguard. Yes.
Yeah.
Jason says Veilguard had 70,000 players on 70K day, one max players. Hogwarts Legacy, did it have 700,000?
I don't know.
Let's see if you can dig that real quick. $700,000? Are you kidding me? Or 700,000 players on the first day for Hogwarts Legacy?
879,000.
Yeah,
Holy
it was
shit.
a really big number.
I
Like, it was huge.
thought it was like 5 or 6.
Nah, it was really big.
Yeah, damn.
Jesus.
And I remember like a lot of people were getting spoiled because the haters were
Right.
spoiling the ending. That happened to me, but I had no idea what this person was talking about, and I completely forgot. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Harry Potter is a gigantic IP, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Spawn Freak came in said 2007 BioWare sci-fi RPG Mass Effect. You could call Lara's mating practices disgusting. You could agree with Ashley's anti-alien racism. You know what I would call these dialogue options? Diverse.
Yeah, and it's funny because there are so many people online who are saying, oh, you're not actually real BioWare fans, or you're not real Dragon Age fans if you don't like Veilguard, which is ridiculous. I have to say this all the time. I am a real gamer. Okay, we got Veilguard. We got Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition. We have Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. I can't find my Mass Effect 1. I couldn't find it for yesterday's stream. Okay, we got Knights of the Old Republic, one of my favorite games of all time. 10 out of 10. And then we have my normal Dragon Age Origins. I'm a real gamer. I like these fucking games. The problem is that the new games just fucking suck.
You just fucking suck.
They're not good.
Spaz Badger came in at the $25 direct donation. Says, FYI, YouTube yesterday had Dragon Age Veilguard listed as something side scrollers earn commissions on and had purchased options. Seems like YouTube is being shady. No, actually, whenever a game's mentioned, we actually put it down there because somebody may want to actually buy it. So if somebody does buy it from those links, we actually do earn commission. Like, we're not going to tell you to buy or not to buy a game. If you guys want to buy a game, fucking buy the game. It's ultimately your choice. You're grown ass normal men. So
I see chat saying it. Jade Empire. Yeah, I couldn't find my copy, but Jade Empire also chef's kiss. I couldn't find my copy in time though. I know. I'm a fake gamer. What can I say?
Darth Gorbag came in and says dark meat, chicken, and turkey taste better than white meat. I don't understand why so many restaurants for decades marketed exclusively white meat as if it was a good thing. Main Ace Chase says the writing in these games makes me Borderlands 2. It wasn't, I guess, makes me appreciate. It just says makes me Borderlands 2. It wasn't perfect, but damn, it was a hell of a lot better than this trash. 90 Dragoons came in with a 15. Says, what even is the story of Dragon Age? Does anyone even care? I don't. I don't, and I don't. 3 times I've been spurred by Dragon Age, and so I shall watch it die from the ramparts.
I don't know. Dragon Age Origins slapped. That was good.
In other words, this game looks like ass. Burn it. Burn it away the ass. Burn away the ass. Thank you, 90 Dragoons. John Condu came in, says, I'm straight. Hope you're having a great day, Craig and ladies. Hope for the best for y'all. Also, I'm straight. Oh, thanks, John. Did you know John was straight, ladies?
Wow. That's insane. W.
What a revelation.
It's important stuff. Shiny King, great to see you. Came in with the 2. Says, hope the Warcraft lad's funeral doesn't get raided. Question for the panel. What's the most painful thing you've ever snorted? For me, it was a chunk of ground beef. Shiny King, that's weird. Why are you snorting ground beef?
Bit odd.
I don't put things in my finger except for my nose, or except for my fingers. I don't put things in my nose. I don't put things in my nose except for my fingers. Boogers.
Anyway.
Boogers. I don't snort things.
Let's move on.
Delta says, Vera, did you ever tell people not to buy Veilguard? Gary admits sometimes he's wrong about prejudgments and will admit it after watching the film or show.
So anyone who watches my content, I never tell you what to do with your money. I never say to boycott games, and I never say to buy games. If I genuinely think something is amazing, that will shine through in my playthrough. Or I will say in videos that I absolutely love this game. Or on the flip side, I say that I really didn't like this. But I hate the mentality that a lot of the activists in the industry have. Like with Hogwarts Legacy, for example, they said to boycott it. They said to not buy it. Why would I do that? You're an adult. You can do what you want with your money. Sure, I'm trying to give you as much information as possible so you can make an informed decision, but sometimes I'm wrong too, so that's why I don't say to boycott games, unless they're complete scams like the day before, right? If it's a real scam, then I'll say boycott it, don't buy it, but that, rarely happens. If Vera is such a gamer, where's her Concord physical? I've shown it on this stream so many times. Don't bully me, chat.
Listen,
I got it. Don't worry. And I have a physical Dustborn too. I'm a real gamer. You got them right there. I know.
Just stretch it out. Oh, look what I found. Oh, I was just doing a little stretching.
Sheesh.
You know what I see here? Not only do I see a bad game, but I see money. Let's go.
True. You could sell a signed copy. Got chat, $1,500 signed copy by Stuttering Craig. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Hey, AC came in, says, Vera showing off all those RPGs was the hottest thing I've seen in a while. And I don't care how creepy this super chat makes me sound.
That's okay.
Don't make it weird. Hey, thank you so much for your support. Hey, over on Locals. By the way, we got another big story for you guys to finish up with. But Locals, Cookie Don says, hello, side scrollers. Hello, Vera. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Cookie Don.
Yeah.
Jared came in with the 5, says just a normal tip. Hey, we appreciate that. Plastic came in, says, yet they're the first to demonize us when we criticize them. That is correct. Also, Plastic says, titty scars in video games, so stunning and brave.
Yeah, it really is.
And Feldstead says, I've seen a lot of the LGB want a divorce from the T in the LGBTQ community.
Lots of them.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this final story here. And we appreciate y'all's support. We're going to, if you guys have any direct donations, Rumble Rants, or Super Chats, get them in now. We're rolling, baby. Okay, this is the final story. And this is interesting because we talked about the ongoing situation with Twitch, where Twitch has been much maligned over the last couple weeks. There was a lot of pressure put on them by the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, saying they were housing people who were spewing anti-Semitic words, speaking specifically of what's his name, Hassan.
Yep.
And then the CEO was called out in particular. They called for the CEO to step down. Well, the CEO has responded to this, and he said, the views shared by streamers on Twitch are not the views of Twitch. And this is the CEO responding to the concerns of how they handle racism, hatred, and harassment. It says, we recognize that some content, while allowed on our service, may be objectionable to some members of our community. Now, this is coming off the tails of the potential of a adpocalypse on Twitch. This has been something that has been an ongoing conversation over the last 10 days or so, as advertisers are literally pulling out of Twitch based off the pushback that they've seen from people like Hassan, who has been talking about. And then there's the political aspect of this, which once again, I'm not going to get into, but there has been a lot of nonsense that's been spewed on Twitch. And some of it has been banned. Some of it has not been banned, right? And whether you think it's nonsense or whatever, the idea that it's a platform and the platform has rules. Vara, I would love to hear your thoughts on all this.
My thoughts are that I understand platforms need to have rules. I understand that they need to have guidelines, but they need to be implemented fairly across the board for everyone, regardless of their take, of their political leaning, of their gender, of their ethnicity, of their sexuality. If you say something that is against the terms of service, no matter what that stance or who you are is, it should be regulated equally. That has always kind of been my take, because you have people who have the right political leaning in their eyes that get away with doing things time and time again, because I get it, right? They make a lot of money for the platform. The platform is not profitable and they need as many people to make money as possible. But on the flip side, you can't play the I like you better, so you get to skirt the rules game.
Well, he put a tweet out actually earlier this morning before the show, and it included a link to a blog, and then it says, I want to make clear that Twitch stands firmly against hate and harassment of any kind. You can read more about our commitment to safety and belonging on Twitch here. Well, here it is. Got it pulled up. It says, to the Twitch community, over the past few weeks, we've seen members of our community voice concerns about how we handled potentially harmful content. There's no place for Twitch on Twitch for racism, hatred, and harassment of any kind, including anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. As our community community has grown, we've endeavored to build community guidelines to prohibit these harms. Twitch is and will always be about belonging. Each day, people come together on our service to build communities around shared interest and to express themselves authentically. For this to be possible, we work hard to ensure that our community is a safe place. Our community guidelines are foundational. And when we find content that breaks those rules, we take immediate enforcement action. This will always be the case. Millions of streamers with a wide variety of views and perspectives spend time on Twitch. We recognize that some content, while allowed on our service, may be objectionable to some members of our community. The views shared by streamers on Twitch are not the views of Twitch, nor are they my personal views. We're grateful for the feedback and input from our community. Our safety approach continues to build and evolve as our service grows. We want to ensure that anyone can find their place on Twitch and remain committed to ensuring that hate and harassment have no place here. Right. I have a question. When is Hassan banned?
Right.
It seems like a pretty easy statement. Blabs, you got anything on this?
Yeah, I think it's really hypocritical of Twitch, especially not even like, let's just say, take away all like the statements made by various streamers, other actions that have been performed on Twitch, like sex and all these other things, and they're not banned. I'm pretty sure those are a safety issue when women are like being fucked on stream,
or
right?
they only get like a 3-day ban, which is
a slap
absurd,
on the wrist.
Right? When somebody does something like the adult acts, they only get a couple of days, and then they're basically just told, oh, don't do it again, because they make these platforms money, and it's so ridiculous that, again, we're not talking about these rules being implemented fairly and equally.
So they're just trying to like save their own asses by saying, "Oh, these are not our views." Well, first of all, Twitch should not have a single view. They should be like, "We don't have any views on anything because we are a company that allows everyone to have a platform and a voice, and we don't agree with or we don't. You don't have to say any of that shit. Just let them speak." But yeah, they're hypocritical. This is just them trying to save their own ass. It's actually failing.
Yep.
Well, included in this tweet are obviously the responses, and while he has 1,000 likes on this tweet, he's obviously had a lot of conversation here with 1,000 retorts to it. Top one being, will you please give an example of how Twitch has stood firmly against hate? I noticed your favorite streamer Hassan is quite hateful. What has Twitch done about this? Then we have this as, so what was the reason for ignoring thousands of people sharing Frogan's clip just for her ban over a day later to be something unrelated, right? So this is, the idea of taking immediate action. Yeah, I don't think so. This person just puts it well. I think you just need a new trust and safety team. 100%.
Dear girl. 2.0. Yeah. What's it going to be next? Bear girl?
Do you think we'll see a day where Hassan gets banned from Twitch?
Under new leadership, maybe.
Maybe. It's hard to say because he has already done and said so many objectionable things and things that go past these rules. It's hard to say that yes, maybe if they end up getting new leadership, but at the same time, again, they're getting a lot of money from someone like him.
All right, I'm gonna reset here, and Blabs, you give us some super chats here real quick as we finish up here.
Okie dokie.
Stand by.
Okay, bye. All right, so let's start from the top.
The ladies club.
Yeah, you know what? There you go. All right, main ace Chase says, you gave Activision money? Yuck. Yeah, Craig did. We did.
Yeah, I did not. I played it through Game Pass, which I know is still supporting it, but I didn't give them money.
Yeah. Microsoft did. Which is technically the same thing since they have a deal.
Yeah.
Legacy of Gabe says, add me, Craig. I get dubs. Same name on XP and Activision ID. No. King of the Monsters says, hashtag Bowser time, baby.
Please stop. Stop ruining one of my favorite characters because Kimbalair wants to fuck Bowser. Please.
That's so weird, man.
Please stop. Chad, I beg.
Master Gower 5 says, as a kid with Jesus Christ. All right. Going back. As a kid with a few friends, I like games because they talk to you. You were bullied for gaming back then. Yet I'd rather return to pre-mainstream gaming. Oh, yeah. Retromeister says, someone who calls themselves as non-binary just means that they hate being human and nothing more. And not being human, now that's scary. Need I say more? Johnny says, I want to know who the Chinese Togaff is that married Brianna Wu, or did she just hijack the last name? No, I think it was an actual dude, and then he married him.
Yeah.
I respect is earned, not given. I ain't using those pronouns. All right, Black Metal Gamer for 2 says, Dragon Age is just Tumblr Dungeons and Dragons. Lord Botha says, Outer Worlds was a woke game from Obsidian, but was successful and enjoyed by players. Sometimes it just works, especially if the game comes from a well-known studio that has been dark for a while. And the Deep Fryer, great name, says there's objectionable viewers of streamers, but then there's Hassan literally interviewing terrorists on stream. Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
Saint over on Rumble says, I played about 6 hours of Dragon Age. Combat is good. Graphics are passable. Writing is either hit or miss. That's my first impression so far. Thank you, Saint. Appreciate that. Once again, you guys make your own decisions. If you guys want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, that's fine too. Darth came back with 777 over on from the Director Nation. Says, I still have my original install disc for games, including World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King, WoW Cataclysm, and Civ 2 Multiplayer Gold Edition. Unfortunately, the latter can't be played on modern systems. Sad face. Thank you, Darth. Appreciate that. And Delta says, Clancy might get himself in trouble with that statement. Wasn't some of the leaks about how Twitch staff does the same view as streamers, has the same view as streamers like Hassan?
Right.
Yeah, there was some leaks associated with that. All right. Do we have time for plain talk?
Well, there's always time for play talk.
Vera, do we have time for plain talk?
I don't know. Do we? I'm here.
Okay, let's go plain talk.
Plain talk.
New intro and ready to roll. All right. Blabs, you sent this to me and you were just pissed about this one. Like, tell me more.
So there was this random dude who just started beating the absolute shit out of the flyer. Like another person on a plane for no reason. And I guess it was because this person was not responding to him. But this person also happened to be deaf and mute, meaning he is like nonverbal. He does not speak and he's deaf. So he was trying to communicate with the flight attendants in sign language. And this guy beat him to like a bloody pulp. And it's like,
It's terrible.
so I hope this man who has been like beaten to a pulp sues the fuck out of
I
this
can't
guy.
wait for him to be fucking rich. Oh my god.
Mhm. Get him some hot aid that, speaks sign language and everything. Golden,
Yes.
bro. Yeah.
Hey, message for that guy.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
by the way, that was a United flight in case anyone was wondering the airline.
Well, thanks for lifting
Man.
us up here on a Friday, Blabs.
I do my best. I do my best.
I'll tell you, this should get everybody in a good mood. And I don't know.
Wait, but the chat's wondering, like, why did he beat him? Nobody knows anything. They don't even know if there was like any communication beforehand. He just started pummeling this dude.
That's crazy.
And by the way, this is all how all super chats should probably start. All super chats and direct donations. John came in letting us know he's straight. Says, I'm straight.
Wow. W.
You guys can let us know these things when you start. And not that it matters, but it does matter immensely.
True.
So he says, I'm straight. I think Hassan will be taken off Twitch after the election since the damage will be done by then. Also, I'm straight. Hey, John, thanks. Appreciate that. If you guys could just let us know. And Master Gawa is doing a great job letting us know. I like Vag. That's good. I'm going to be the opposite
W.
of the BBC Warcraft kid. The community will come together to say what a toxic anti-feminist jackass he was. Master Gawa, thank you very much.
This is also Master Gala who posts pictures of his girlfriend nude on Tumblr. Remember that. This is the Master Gala.
I mean, if she's down with it, then whatever, right?
Whatever, man. You do you, boo-boos.
All right, so let's go this last one. And this, I'm only going off this tweet. I cannot tell you if this is true or not. But if this may be the biggest W that we possibly can have here. As Boeing, this is strictly a rumor. It's a report breaking from leading report. Boeing to dismantle its DEI department.
So supposedly this is actually new, and they're trying to get like a new CEO.
Oh.
Wow, that's interesting stuff. I got nothing more than that tweet right there, but I saw that and thought, hey, that's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it might just
is.
be like bridge instead.
That is true.
Well,
I mean, does that mean they're no longer going to fix airplanes with like credit cards and stuff? Because that's what they have done. They're like, oh, let me use this. This will work.
Yeah.
Tape stuff together.
There you go. Well, if that's the case, we're in good. The airlines will be the air flying will be in much better shape than it was right now. So
That's true.
Or will it?
good. Or will it? Yeah,
yeah.
Listen, don't let white men build the planes. Tell you that much. Fuck those guys. It's ridiculous.
The airspace is going to be so diverse now.
That's right. That was plain talk. By the way, this will not be a Boeing plane.
Plain talk.
Or will it?
They're gonna land. They're gonna land better and not just die. Scala came and says, "So I'm a VTuber." Oh, well, that's great. Scala,
Nice.
hey.
I think I've actually seen your content before.
Awesome. You know, we were just talking about yesterday how we like to have a big VTuber roundtable because it's it's a big world that I'm not familiar with, and I think you were tagged actually.
I've got a couple people, that would be great on that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well,
True.
I'm sorry I butchered your name, whether it's Shala or Scala. Well, thank you, and great to meet you. The VTuber world is crazy, and I love it. It's this world. Crazy world that I'm ready to learn more about. All right, that's going to do it today. Everyone needs to head over and subscribe to Vera's channel. Vera, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on all forms of social media. You can find me here on YouTube at Vara Dark Titan Media. You can find me on X at Vara_Dark. You can find me on my Discord server. I live stream multiple times a week, and I upload 2 to 3 to 4 videos every single day. So my next stream will be on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be continuing Veilguard.
129,000 subscribers for Vara.
Yes, and almost 33K on X. I still keep calling it Twitter. I need to call it X. It's not registering in my brain.
Twitter sounds better. X just sounds like a corn site. Let's hear it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think maybe we should have named it something slightly different than X, but
yeah,
it is cool.
Twitter sounds cool. The bird. I like little bird. The little chirp chirp. Yeah,
little bird chirp chirps.
Yeah, we have a locals tip. Spoon Ninja $1 says, I'm straight, crazy but straight.
Well established. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Also, a feline named Vajayjay came in and says, as a straight man, I joked with my butch female friend that we both like that we were both vegetarians.
That's funny. That's funny. Especially because his name's Vajayjay.
Yep.
Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Appreciate you guys popping in. If you're new, hit the subscribe button as well. We'd love for you guys to join us Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time, where we're talking about all the insanity in the world. You guys can go subscribe to Blabs' channel down below as well, and you'll find more videos from me throughout the weekend over here on the channel. So make sure you guys get up, get rolling. We got a crazy few days ahead of us. We're going to be going on this journey together here the next week. So hang tight with us. We'll see you guys later. Get outside, touch some grass. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great weekend, guys. Oh, my God.
It's not it. Surfer So Proud 80. Oh, Surfer. I keep doing this. Surfer So Proud 83. No, it's not it. Thank you. Fatality.
Fertality.